a lot of time when geologists and geoscientists think about communicating to the public, it's an afterthought. So they've done some cool research and then they're really excited to tell a story about it. But in that case, the communication is more about them, the scientists. And what I've found, like my own evolution of communicating the science, is that it's really important to connect the dots to why it's important to the people you're speaking to, right? How is this going to impact their lives? And I've also learned that a lot about communicating and doing it effectively is really more listening than talking, and listening to where people are coming from and what they value, so then you can know how to better frame the things that you're talking about and the research so that it's more impactful. And so I think taking that approach to communicating science and making it more about the audience rather than about ourselves as scientists in that sense might be a good pathway forward. So I'll answer this one in two parts. And the first thing I want to touch on is that word advocacy, because that makes a lot of scientists very nervous. You know, if they don't want to be perceived as being an advocate of something. But in all honesty, if we're not allowed to speak about the things that we're the ones who know the most about it, for example, climate change, which I talk about a lot, then, you know, what do? We're leaving people without that expertise, right? And we are also going to be affected by a lot of these things. So we are, you know, citizens of our country, and we have people that we love who will be affected. And so we can speak from that place very comfortably and be advocates based on all the expertise that we know, right? So I would encourage people to be more comfortable with the idea of being both a scientist and an advocate. And then the second part, to answer your question about making communication more, was it more effective for the geoscience community?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I lost the train. Okay. So in my acceptance speech yesterday, one of the things I spoke about is how I really think this is becoming a moment for all of us to step out into the public sphere. I used to say, you know, not everyone has to do science communication, not everyone wants to, not everyone is good at it, but it's really becoming a matter more of self-preservation now, because both science and scientists and scientific institutions, whether it be universities or federal agencies, are all under attack right now. And I think part of the reason for that is maybe we're not doing a good enough job explaining to people what we do and why it's important, because they don't understand what they're losing. And so I think that's something we can all play a role in, whether it's just talking to your friends or your family or the people you go to church to, or, you know, anyone. I think we can all play a part in that.